For the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is over live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's take a peek who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us is Jay Briggs, with us Kirk Stewart, Shane Mickle will be signing in momentarily. Millz Young, Tony Brown will come in as well. We got Big Al McMordie. Wayne will come in as well. All right, here's how they'll line up for this evening. Briggs, McMordie, Stewart, Mickle, Brown, Young, Scott, then I will close this one out. We finally got here, guys. It's the NBA Finals. Ready to roll here. Also action here from Major League Baseball. A few from the WNBA. Yes, WNBA is going to go up against the NBA Finals tonight. What are they thinking? All right, let's get the show underway. Let's welcome in Jay Briggs. Catch him over at Pick Dogs. Bring him in right now. Jay, what's the word?
Tony T, man. NBA Finals Game 1. I'm pumped up. I'm turned. Ready to get this thing going, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, looking forward to the NBA Finals here. Of course, out here in LA, they sometimes they like to steal the headlines from Boston out here, you know.
Did you hear what LeBron told JJ Redick on his podcast? He said, I know Laker Nation is cheering for the Dallas Laker Mavericks.
They certainly are. They certainly are. And of course, the news here with Hurley possibly going. We'll see how that rolls. There's Lakers had to make some news. They had several months to get this right. I mean, actually months, several days here, but they just time it right here to drop this news that they're looking for Hurley right here when the NBA Finals is going off. But anyway, what's more important now is what's going on in this game here. Mavericks and Celtics finally here. We've seen this one come down with 6.5. For much of it. Maybe this is just the sharpest book in the world. Yeah, 6.5 in most places. We're starting to see 6 and juice now come up. But we see the Celtics laying 6, total 217. But Jay, he's looking at this one a different way.
I am looking at this one a different way. We've all talked about this game extensively. You can find my thoughts on this game here on the channel if you really want to know my thoughts on the side. But listen. A value play that I think is really worth the shot, man. Take Luka Doncic for the triple-double. Take him for the triple-double. Plus 380, I believe, is what the books are giving us tonight. Look, he's had a triple-double in 5 of his last 10 postseason games. So hitting at a 50% clip on a triple-double, getting these type of odds, definitely worth the shot, man. We know he's going to have the ball in his hands enough to get the points. That's a gift. We know he's going to have the ball in his hands enough to get the assist, especially if Boston is trying to blitz him and get the ball out of his hands. We know Luka is one of the best players in the league at making the right play and finding the right guy. He's had, again, 10 assists plus in 5 or more in 5 of his last 10 games, so I'm expecting him to have a nice game tonight. I think Boston's game plan will be to get the ball out of his hands, so I think he gets his points. And rebounding, he just is always around the rim. He's always finding a knack for the rim, to grab the rebound, push the pace. Him and Porzingis, I don't think Porzingis is necessarily going to be – all I'm saying is Luka's really sneaky at getting them rebounds. If you watch Mavs basketball, So he's going to find his way into 10 of those as well. Really value play tonight. I'm on the Luka triple-double plus 380 tonight.
All right, Jay here on the Luka triple-double. Go ahead, make a statement right when the series begins here, right in Boston, right in the Garden. That's the word here from Jay in this one. Of course, Luka, he's a many favorite here to get the MVP. He's going to take a lot of high volume threes. Everybody should be healthy right now. Although he did hit the injury report, probable for this game. We know about that knee sprain, but you would know more than anybody else. How's he been looking here during the lead up to the game and his workouts? Any signs of that knee issue that they like to put up on the injury report?
Man, my guy looks as healthy as he's been all postseason long. And I think that's the scariest part of it all. Because I don't know if many people know this. Go to the stats of the postseason and look at the leader. It's Luka Doncic for damn near every single category. Every category, including steals. And I think maybe he's up there in blocks, too. That's what's crazy. You know what I mean? So he's been the best player here in the postseason and getting even healthier now. Man, I think we're going to see a historic playoffs from a historic player looking to earn his first ring.
There you go, Jay here on Luka. The triple-double here at plus 380. You're probably going to like Dallas here in this series, right? At the big plus price. Not the big plus price, the plus price. Oh, I mean, you were Celtics, right? You were the Celtics guy. That's right.
Yes, everybody knows. At the beginning of the season, me and Big Al McMordie were talking about it back in the NFL season. We both placed the futures ticket on the Boston Celtics to win it. As I've told you guys already, I have put that entire futures ticket on the Dallas Mavericks to win it, man.
Wow.
So I am on the Mavs. It's a great price because the Celtics are now here in the finals. So, essentially the Celtics bet pays for the Mavericks bet, but that's where I'm at, man. I'm on the Mavs for the series. I think Luka Doncic rises to the crop and takes his throne as the best player in the NBA. That's how I see it shaping up.
All right, JC said shaping that way. Change is on the way here. We're looking at this at the Mavericks here with Luka. Liking him here in this spot here. Looking at that triple double. Of course, the game will be played tonight here. Check it out. ABC to have it. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, we know the NBA is on the board. We also have the NBA Little Sisters are in action as well, WNBA. You like that one? And also MLB. What do you have going over at Pick Docs Premium?
Yes, sir, man. I had a baseball play earlier today. I had the under in the Mariners. I don't know what's going on.
Well, that was 3-0 to the ninth, so we were looking. I was on that one too. And that has gone final. It's a winner. It's a winner.
So we cashed my MLB play of the day today. No more baseball for me today. And I got my NBA play of the day for sale for you guys today. So you can hop on that NBA play of the day. You see the units we've produced this season, number one for the season at Pick Dog. It's been a tremendous season. We're just trying to close the season out on a high note, man. So hop on something long-term for the rest of the finals. We're betting baseball as well. We're having a decent season. Just trying to look for value there. If that's what you're looking for, I'm your guy, man. And let's continue to kick the crap out of the books here at Pick Dog.
That's right, guys. That's right, guys. Got to go with Jay Breaks over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the great results in the NBA. Remember that 1 month pass gets you the entire NBA Finals? I don't know, Jay might be in action with an NHL Finals over there and could be fading his Oilers, as well as looking at baseball, the WNBA also in action as well. So get on board here with Jay. Remember that promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off there. Remember the multi-capper promotion, always a great value there. So get signed up. All right, Jay. It's always great having you on the show. Everybody know about your video series, morning show, ready for the finals.
Yes, sir, man. You guys can catch my jam session every day as I break down every single game here in the NBA Finals, just like I'm breaking down every single game all season long. Hey, you guys can also catch me on the morning show with Mitch and Ruffalo. Costi pops in, Ron pops in on that show, and I host the weekend shows as well. I will tell you guys, I am not going to bet the Mavs probably every single game this series. I know that's the theory out there. But when I like it, I take it. And, well, we're in the finals, so it's done us pretty well here thus far. So we're going to break down every single game. We're going to watch every single game and break them down. And if that's your thing, if you want to come join us, tune into the jam session every single day.
There you guys get on board here with Jay Breaks here over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, make sure you check them out on the morning shows. All right, Jay, have yourself a great night, and we'll catch up with you again on the show tomorrow.
Thank you, Tony T, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, Jay Breaks here on the drive-thru. Let's get going here on the drive-thru, guys. It is now time for our chat pick of the day. We did not cover this game spread total-wise, so you know what's coming. You folks in the chat room, you know what's coming here. So let's go. We're ready for game one here in the NBA Finals, and it's up to you guys to bring this winner home. Because a lot of us are going here with the, not me, but many of the cappers are going here with player props tonight, but it's up for this one is for the chat. Mavericks and Celtics tonight. If you like the Mavericks, +6 is letter A. Celtics -6B, over 217C, under 217D. That is the chat pick of the day, is game one of the NBA Finals between the Celtics and the Mavericks. So get in here, guys, with your pick. Know you guys are winners again yesterday. First one in is letter B, as the Celtics is the first one in. Another one on the Celtics. You guys are coming in. Another, let's see, we have another Boston in here as well. So we do get our first Mavs selection here. We got one here on the under. So keep these picks coming in. I know this is gonna get a lot of picks here today, guys. This one is going to be probably the most votes of any chat pick of the day. Right now it's split down the middle 3-3 We are getting some totals in, 1 over, 1 under. It's split on the sides, it's split on the totals. Keep these picks coming in. You're going to keep me busy calculating these, I know. I already know. We got almost 8 already votes right in, just a few seconds into it. Let's continue here on the drive-through. We'll bring in our man, Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We're ready to roll with some baseball coverage here from Big Al. I think we'll get him here in just a second. Big Al, what's going on?
Oh, not much. How are you?
I'm doing great, Big Al. Here we go tonight. It's the Dodgers here on the road here facing the Pirates. I can't believe it. We're going to say looking to salvage a game in this series in Pittsburgh. I like it. Who would have thought we'd be saying this? All right, because they got the Yankees. Also, look-ahead series. No, there's no look-ahead series, guys. There's none.
No
all right, Dodgers.
Series.
Yeah, none of that nonsense I was hearing. Oh, the Yankees are coming up next. No, it doesn't matter. The Dodgers and Pirates here. The Dodgers, $1.68 on the road. Total sits at 9.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, you said, who would have thunk it? Well, not me, because I gave out the Dodgers yesterday as well. So I certainly wouldn't have thunk it. Yeah, so they got walloped yesterday. I think the first score I saw when I looked at the scores was 7-0 Pittsburgh, and then it ended up being 10-6. So, as you said, Los Angeles is going to look to salvage one game in this 3-game set. Walker Buehler is going to go to the hill today for the Dodgers. He's 2-0, Tony, in his career versus the Buccos with a 2.37 ERA. His whip is a stellar 0.89 versus Pittsburgh. And he's also been terrific off a loss when the Dodgers had lost the previous game. In his career, he's led the Dodgers to a 29-14 record when LA was off a loss. That actually dovetails with Los Angeles's overall record. They're 94-48 off a loss, including 33-14 plus 13.8 net games. Their last 47 on the road off a loss. So that's one reason I like it. And then also just the magnitude of yesterday's beatdown. And when LA's off a really bad loss, they actually do better than when they're just off a narrow loss. And LA is now 29-9, their last 38 after losing by more than 3 runs. They're 17-4 on the road after giving up more than 7 runs in the game. So all that is kind of why I just think LA is going to bounce back tonight behind Walker Buehler. I'm going to take LA, minus $1.68.
All right, Big Al here, $1.68 now on LA. Of course, they're getting some of the money. It's a lot of those people that like to, I don't know, we've talked about this before, and a team loses, 2 out of 3. A lot of people like to, some bettors I know, I see, I'm just watching the market, you can see it tell sometimes when a team has dropped the first 2, looking to salvage when you see a lot of that early money on it.
I mean, you see it both. You see it both ways. You see guys looking for teams to avoid a sweep. You see guys betting when teams have won 3 or more in a row. They're betting them to continue the win streak. I mean, you see it both ways.
Both ways, Big Al said on both ways. I'm sure there's some data out there. Big Al has it on in these, when this type of situation. So your thoughts here, Walker Buehler, but second Tommy John, right? Obviously, we're looking at these pictures. I mean, he was a top ace for the Dodgers. Do you think he can find that form again coming back from the surgery?
Well, I mean, and that's actually the main reason why I left off the premium plays was just the question marks, coming back. I mean, his ERA right now is 4.32, which is not Walker Buehler-like. So yeah, you just kind of just have to wait and see, and see what he does this year.
The one thing that's been working for the Dodgers this year on the road, ironically, has been the bullpen. And that's in low 2s on the ERA side, at least.
Yeah. So. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully Buehler can give him some innings today. But I like LA. I actually had a big play in the afternoon, as you did as well. We both had the Seattle-Oakland game, so that just ended favorably for us.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so I'm on a good roll, Tony. I'm 17-1 now, my last 18, after cashing the Mariners today. And I've got for sale over at Pick Dogs right now side and total winners in the NBA, including my NBA game of the month for June, and I've also already posted the Belmont Stakes selection for Saturday's big horse race, and I should have a UFL play for the weekend as well. I'm looking at one selection for the UFL.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dog. We see great results in NBA, NHL combined for the year at 2,810 units of profit, all documented. You can verify that over at Big Al's page. I know a better time to get on board with Big Al with a 1-month all sports pass that'll cover every game of the NBA, NHL finals, as well as his picks here from Belmont Park, spring football, MLB as well. Get on board and use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Multi-cap promotion available as well. Of course, Big Al, you also have that all access for those big bettors.
Yeah, folks can get down 1 to 10,000 a game. They can join the All Access Club. Just call area code 775-636-7676 to get on board. But you must be a high roller. You must be able to bet 1 to 10,000 a game to qualify.
That's right, guys. I get on board there with Big Al McMordie.
I've got my daughter in here right now, so she's now running out of the office.
There we go.
There she goes.
There she goes. All right, Big Al. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Okay, thanks so much, Tony. Good luck to you tonight.
You as well. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's get to keep an eye on that chat pick of the day. It's going to be a popular one today, as we know. It is the Mavericks and Celtics. If you like the Mavericks, it's letter A. B for the Celtics. C over, D under. That is your chat pick of the day. And right now, we have got 6 here on the Mavericks, 4 on the Celtics, 2 over, 1 on the under. Keep these picks coming. It is the chat pick of the day. All right, seen a lot of folks bringing in picks here. Keep them coming in. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Let's bring him in. Kirk Stewart. More coverage here from the NBA Final, game number 1. Catch him over at Pick Dog Scream. We'll bring Kirk here in just a second. Very good with those props. We had that. We went through it here on Monday with Kirk, and he's coming in with another one. He had some time to really look over this huge board now with these series, team, player props. So we'll get him in here. Kirk, what's going on?
Not much. How we doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Mavericks and Celtics. Of course, Kirk out there, Boston area there. Everyone's looking forward to this one. Celtics now moved up a half point since we last saw it. This Pinnacle line. This is a very sharp book, sharpest book in the world. So some sharp money buying back on that Celtics now up to 6.5. We see the total 217. You look at this one differently.
Yeah, I'm looking at this one player prop wise. As you probably know by now, I love the player props, and here I'm going with a big question mark. Kristaps Porzingis. He should be back tonight. He even admitted he wasn't 100%. I think this is a really, really tough first game for him to come back. On top of the NBA Finals, he's playing against probably Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, who are both very up-tempo, high-face centers. This is a really bad matchup for him. I don't think his calf is 100%. I'm going with the Porzingis under in points. I know he averaged more in the regular season, but this is a really bad spot. I think Lively and Gafford are just going to run him off the court, and I could see Horford playing a lot more than expected in this one.
Interesting you bring that up. That's a really good point you brought up about Porzingis. You also mentioned up the pace of the play, right? If you got somebody that's not 100, and this may even factor into how you might look at the total in this game, because I would really kind of stayed away from the total in this one. But kind of thinking about it from the Dallas perspective, if you see somebody you think that's not 100%, maybe we might see an up-tempo approach here by the Mavericks in this game.
Yeah, I think you got to if you're Dallas. Put Porzingis into the pick and roll, have him out on Luka, on Kyrie. Once that happens, I think Mazzulla takes him out quickly. You can't have Porzingis switch on to any of those guys. I mean, Luka's not the fastest guy, but he's so crafty. I could see the Celtics going small. I could see O'Shea Brissett even playing the 3 and Tatum playing the 5 in this one. So not a line I like for Porzingis at all here. So, yeah.
All right, there. Porzingis here, under 15.5. I'm going to ask you, you know the Boston Celtics very well. I'm going to ask you about some of these bench players who can have a big game, who you think who may have a big game here. As far as minutes projections, I'm going off some of these fantasy sites. Horford projected for 25, Pritchard for 15, Sam Hauser for 12. Do you see any of these players sneaking up, maybe having a big game here?
Yeah, the one I'm eyeing is Pritchard, if anyone. He's been a really good on-ball defender. Not saying he can guard Doncic or Irving, but he played McConnell really well. And Horford, he'll get his minutes. Hauser's been bad, but Pritchard's kind of been that X factor for them. And his over-under, I think, is 5.5, 6.5, which even 4.5, I think I saw somewhere. I think he goes over that with ease. But it really kind of depends on how Mazzulla really controls the big men in this one. I don't know if we'll see Cornette. I could see Horford and Porzingis each playing under 25 minutes in this one if they're really getting switched on to it. I mean, we saw Halliburton and Mitchell against Horford, and that was a nightmare to watch as a Celtics fan. So if they switch those guys onto Luka and Kyrie, I think they play small ball in this one.
All right, off the Mavericks bench, because a lot of you guys know the starters, right? You know, the bench players, I think, is probably where a real sharp handicapper can really try to beat the books here. Off the bench, projected 26 minutes for Lively, Green for 18, Kleber for 10, Hardy 8, Exum just kind of 4 minutes projection.
Yeah, Hardy's a guy that in my video series I've actually given out over in the last two. It's cashed on the last two. He's out there to provide scoring when Irving and Doncic are not on there. He's probably their third best pure scorer. He can create his own shot, knock down the three-point line, get to the rim. I know you're going to say P.J. Washington and all those guys, but if you watch Jaden Hardy, he has a little bit of Kyrie in him in the scoring department, and if he goes out there for 10 minutes, he's taking at least 5-6 shots. So I'll take the over on Hardy in this one as well.
You kind of your thoughts here. P.J. Washington is slated in the expected starting lineup here for Dallas. My recollection, we were talking about P.J. Washington a lot with Jay as we were expecting Charlotte to have a fire sale. P.J. Washington was someone we talked about, but he had fallen out of the starting lineup because he was just an inconsistent player with Charlotte, right? He'd have good days, bad games. How do you see Washington's role here in this series?
This is one I'm torn on. Him and Derek Jones Jr., I don't know exactly what to expect. I'm kind of laying off both these guys just to see how Boston plays this defensively at the beginning. They're both could have big games, but game one I kind of am laying off these sort of role fringe players where I don't really know what to expect. So that's one I'm definitely staying away from in game one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm a little nervous. Washington's the one I'm a little nervous because, again, we kept an eye on them really closely. Because, again, we cover the NBA all the time, and we saw Charlotte fading. We saw the coaching change coming, and we thought Washington was somebody that somebody may be attracted to because he can put points up. But then he falls out of the starting lineup because he's just an inconsistent player. And as you said, it's just with him, it's just hard to figure out with some of these guys off the bench sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm definitely staying away. See how both teams really try to game plan.
Yeah, Peyton Pritchard's a guy who played well in Oregon. He's stuck with the team, right? He came in and they trust him in certain situations. And White is a guy that we've seen also step up his game.
Yeah, White and Holiday I think are the most two important players in this series outside of the four stars. If those guys can somehow slow down Kyrie and Luka, it's going to be the Celtics. If they can't, I think it goes 7, and then it's anyone's game.
There you go here with Kirk here with Porzingis under 15.5 points. NBA Finals tonight. All right, Kirk, let's take a look over at Pick Dog here for tonight's action. NBA Finals. We got about 8 games remaining for Major League Baseball, as well as action here from the W. You see a great result over the past 7 days. 359 units of profit. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, so I had the MLB 3-pack up. I also had the Mariners -1.5, which cashed for plus money earlier today. So 2 more MLB games, and then I got my NBA play of the day. Been looking at this one for a week, so really had time to hone that one in. That one's up for sale till tip-off. And then make sure you get a 3-day or 7-day as NBA, WNBA. Been 5-1 in my last 6 plays on the WNBA, so really heating up pretty much everywhere. So make sure to hop on a long-term pass, and yeah.
Go long-term with Kirk over at Pick Doctor. We see great results from Kirk. He's busy here. This isn't the off-season, guys. We got MLB, we got WNBA. There's a lot going on, and, of course, soccer when it comes back again. So keep an eye with Kirk and get on board with a long-term pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. And, Kirk, you also mentioned about your video series earlier. Let them know what you got going over at Pick Doctor with your video series.
Yeah, I'm doing a daily MLB over-under. I choose my favorite 3 games of the day that I give out for free. I tell you over-under, go over the pitching matchup a little. Been pretty good on that, 12-8, so 60% hit rate. And, yeah, just keep delivering winners there, and make sure to check me out on the Platinum as well, or Premium.
That's right. Get on board with the Premium plays there with Kirk over at Pick Dog. Get the those totals winners on the video series. All right, Kirk, have a great night. Now, what do you say to people who are afraid of totals? Because sometimes we get that a lot here. Not as much, but sometimes we get people that will mention that in the chat that they don't like totals.
Yeah, I think MLB is a little bit easier for myself personally than NBA. I think you can look at the pitching matchup, and it's a little bit less random. You can look at how they've played against certain hitters and all these. There's a lot of different angles you can take in MLB compared to NBA. It's a lot more random. So if you like MLB, maybe try MLB over-unders with me, and then if you're doing well, you go on the premium.
Yeah, no doubt about that. NBA can be a little random. If things are going bad, teams fall behind. Sometimes coaches make decisions. Let's just make this pace fast. You know, a lot can happen here.
Yeah.
You know, it's you can't increase the pace in baseball. They got a pitching clock, right? You got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. All right, Kirk. Have a great night. Enjoy the game. We'll catch up with you again next week. Or tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right,
thank you. I think I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
tomorrow. That's right.
Yeah.
We can talk tomorrow. All right. Kirk Stewart here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue here on the show, guys. Let's get back to that chat pick of the game. All right. Okay, so you expect, right? We're going to let the chat pick this one. Mavericks and Celtics. If you like the Mavericks, it's letter A. B for the Celtics. C for the over. D for the under. That is the chat pick of the game. And right now we've got it Mavericks up 6-4 over the Celtics team. 2 for the over, 1 for the under. Let us continue on here on the drive-through. Up next will be Shane Mickle. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. More coverage here from this NBA game. You guys love it tonight. A lot of player props tonight here from the crew. Bring Shane in right now. About ready to go here. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
It's going great. All right, we still sit at 6.5. It dropped to 6. It moved to 6.5 just a few minutes ago. Celtics 6.5 totals 217. Of course, Shane, you're coming in here with a player with a player prop here.
Yeah, I really like just taking a look at the leading scorer for the entire series. I really like Jason Tatum getting around plus 270. I think his number I put him at earlier. Luka is the minus money favorite here. But I just think there's plenty of value here with Tatum. Now, it wouldn't really be all that shocking if Luka did end up being the top scorer of the series. But when you're looking at these future props, of course you want the value, and that's what Tatum offers. I mean, Luka's had a lot of success in a couple matchups this season against the Celtics, but I just think the Celtics are not going to let Luka beat them. Luka, of course, is going to get his points. He's probably going to average around 25 points a game. But I think they're going to try to make Kyrie beat him, and if Kyrie beats him, I guess that they're just going to have to live with it. They really can't take away them both, but they really don't want Luka beating him. And even if Luka does have success, Kyrie, of course, going to take away some of that scoring. Luka, in the 2 games, put up 37 and 32 against the Mavericks earlier this season. Tatum put that up against the Mavericks earlier this season. I think Tatum scores plenty. And just based on value, I think you have to take the plus 270 with Tatum being the top scorer of the series.
There you go. We got Shane here with Tatum top scorer in the series plus 280. And I think it really comes down to, Tatum wins if the Celtics play the better defense. And Luka wins if Dallas plays the best defense. I think it really comes down to the team defense, I think, here.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the Celtics team is going to put up a little more resistance than what the Timberwolves did with their perimeter defenders. And of course, you're never. I mean, there's no way you're going to slow down. I mean, Luka's going to put up 20, 25 each night. That's just a given. But yeah, if the Celtics can find a way to keep him at that 25 point, that's going to be enough for Tatum to overcome it. Because there's going to be a game where Tatum puts up 45 or 50 in the series. It just depends on which. He's done it each of the first 2 series, so I think that happens again, and that's going to inflate those numbers.
And there we go. Shane here with Tatum, top scorer in the series here, plus 280. This one tonight, game 1 is tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we do have MLB on the board. Looks like we've got about eight games to go here. Also action here with the WNBA, because we know Shane has been doing great work in the WNBA, 350 units of profit. And he's been writing the WNBA for some time. We've been documenting for a while, but we got a full automated system here at Pick Dogs now in the WNBA. So you're going to see a lot more in WNBA premium picks here from the crew. Of course, Shane has been writing about it for a while, so no surprise here with the WNBA results. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I think I've been preaching it for 3 years on this show. Don't sleep on the WNBA. I finally started putting out a lot more premium. So tonight I have my top MLB, top NBA, top WNBA for $39.99, but there's no better time to hop on long-term pass. I do have my full season WNBA pass. I'll be putting out. It's not like MLB where there's a guaranteed play basically every day, but I will have usually at least one WNBA play a day, especially if there's at least 2 games or more. $399. That's a steal for as many plays as you're going to get there. So no better time to hop on that WNBA long-term pass, or if you want, that 7 or 30-day pass, you'll get all the WNBA, all the NHL, all the MLB, and all the NBA until those 2 seasons are over in those long-term passes. So make sure to hop on. Let's make some money together.
That's right, guys. Got to roll Shane Mickle over at Pick Doctor. He's got results from WNBA long-term pass. The way to go with Shane. Of course, the packages he mentioned. Remember, the promo code Pick at checkout will save you that 15% off. A lot of action WNBA. They occasionally get those days off. Usually, there's one day off a week. I think it's been the last few weeks. It's been on a Monday, but for the most part, they play. It's a 40-game regular season, and we get in the postseason right around the middle of summer, so late summer. So get on board with Shane. Remember the promo code Pick at checkout, save that 15% off. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on your show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again here on next week. But let everybody know we can also catch up with your work here at Pick Dogs. Is you provide written content as well.
Yeah, WNBA, MLB, NHL, and then of course I've been dabbling in the fantasy or like the daily fantasy games a lot more over on Sports Chat Place, and then UFC. Soccer also, so make sure to check out all the written work on Sports Chat and Pick Dogs. And I mean, for most games, you can get at least three opinions if you go to both sites and then a video. So there's good information all around on the written side, and of course the videos at Pick Dogs.
That's right, guys. So get on board here with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, check him out as well on the website for his written work. All right, Shane, have a great night. We'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend, everyone.
As well. Shane Mickle here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show, guys. Expected 3 more guests on the show. Waiting for Millz, waiting for Tony Brown. I got a late scratch now from Tony Brown. Tony Brown, just a late scratch. We're looking for Wayne. Wayne is scheduled here with the boxing, so I'm waiting for these guys to show up here on the Drive Thru. Let me see if we got Wayne up next as we look for the cappers to sign in. Wayne, if you can hear me, sign back in. That was the instruction. All right, let's get to the chat pick of the day. Right now, it's Mavericks and Celtics. If you like the Mavericks, it's letter A +6. Celtics -6, letter B. Over 217 is C. Under 217 is D. That is a chat pick of the day. Of course, the one in green is the one I like. And right now, we can tell you it is Mavericks holding here just by 1, 6-5. 2 on the over, 1 on the under. Yesterday, the Rays were the chat pick of the April coming in here with the Mavericks. So that takes us to 7-5 right now. Another one coming for the Mavs. So some late votes coming in on the Mavericks side. All right, we're keeping an eye here. We had 3 more guests. I wonder where they went. Millz is a frozen state. We've got no Tony Brown. We've got no Wayne. So it means I'm gonna have to close out the show with a full rundown. Well, I guess we'll get to my pick, and then we'll do a baseball rundown because I'll let you know who I like in baseball today. Let me go ahead and get to my pick here, and we'll just get to my pick, and we'll see if Wayne signs in or if Millz re-signs in or what's going on here. So we got their pick, so we'll check it out on the recap. All right, let's get to my pick here real quick on the game for tonight. We are going to look at this one, Rockies and Cardinals going head-to-head here. And, of course, we're seeing the total, and that's what I'll be looking at in this game. I'm going to be looking at the under. In this one's Gray has just been fabulous. At home, I should say. He's been good at home. I've gone against him successfully, but at home he's been money. Under 7.5. Let's see where this is at now. There are some 7.5s in many places. DK has it. I see it at Circa. Penny has it, but over 7. Juice 7.5. Circa. Superbook 7.5. Chris moved down to 7. So you can find 7.5. You guys should have more than one book anyway. So let me see. We've got a DK FanDuel 7.5. So there's 7.5s. Heritage in there as well. MGM at 7.5. So there's a lot of 7.5s out there. So you can get the 7.5 here in this one. And let me get to my notes here real quick on this game. Okay, Millz is signing back in. Okay, Millz will be signing in momentarily, but I just want to let you know that I like this one here between the Rockies and the Cardinals. Quantrill here against Gray. And let me just verify that these are still the pitchers, right? Because a lot can happen here within an hour. Just want to make sure there's been no change. I'm sure you guys would put in the chat if there was. Let's see here. Let's go back up here. Yep, Quantrill and Sonny Gray still scheduled starters. All right, very good. But St. Louis bullpen has performed well at home. Colorado struggles, if we know, on 232. Gray in his 5 starts at home, an ERA of .93. Rockies, when they've been at this big dog of plus 150 or higher the past 2 seasons, 83 and 62 to the under, will go under here with the Rockies and the Cardinals. All right, guys, over at Pick Dodge Room tonight, I have a best bet here from the NBA, also a 3-pack bundle with my best bet. So don't buy them both. Actually, the best bet and the best bet here with baseball as well up there for you. Of course, my long-term pass, the way to go, 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period select. When you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Millz is back. We're ready to roll here with Millz, so let's get him ready to roll here. We've got coverage here from NBA with Millz. We'll get him here in just a second here. Just get him up here on the board. You guys can, he's a content contributor to the YouTube channel for Pick Dogs, Millz Young. Let's get him here in just a second. Millz, what's going on?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. We're going to the NBA tonight here for with Millz, as we're going to be looking at this Celtics and Mavericks game. Of course, we're ready to roll here in game 1 of this NBA Finals, and we're going to keep an eye on the odds in this one, as we've seen it move from 6 to back to 6.5. For the Celtics in this spot. We'll get the odds up right here. We'll flash it here for you guys right now. Mavericks, our dogs here. Celtics 6.5, total 217. But you're going to be looking at this one a little differently.
Yeah, definitely, man. Couldn't wait to roll out the prop shop for this game right here. You got 2 teams that's just been kind of sitting back and relaxing. So be cautious on your guys' player props. And if you guys are betting player props on this one, stick to your guys, stick to your gut, and stick to your guns. That's what I'm doing in this one. So hear me out, man. I'm going to be looking at Derek Lively in this spot. But we're not going to be taking him over his point prop. We're going to be taking him over his rebound prop. And one of the reasons why is, just like I said, you're going to have players out here to where those shots aren't dropping. They're not used to those games that they were flowing in right now. So those rebounds are going to be flowing. And right now, Derek Lively, he's went over this rebound prop at an 80% clip for me right now in the prop shop. That's 4 out of his last 5 games. He went over 6.5 rebounds or more. This one is at 7.5. Listen and hear me out. The only game he didn't go over his rebound prop, he played 9 minutes. And in those 9 minutes, he had 3 rebounds already in those 9 minutes if he wouldn't have got, hit and concussed in that game. Now, the reason why I like this is because he's actually a guy who gets a lot of offensive rebounds too. And then he also gets fouled a lot, so he's actually a player that could actually hit his point prop as well at 8.5 points. But the player prop that I like is Derek Lively over 7.5 rebounds is plus money. I could even see some double-double action in here. So that's my player prop to get you on top.
There we go. The player prop here will be Derek Lively. Go over 7.5 boards here as we are ready to roll here into the NBA. Game number 1 here, as of course, it's interesting to bring up Lively. He's the one that the Mavericks tanked for last year. This was a team that was not in the postseason, and they were able to get in there and draft Lively, and we'll see him rebounding here on the boards tonight. How do you see the series, Millz, going?
I like it to go over 5.5 games. That's something that I bet, as soon as the odds came out for this game in here, overall, it seems like Boston's that team that's been, destined to win. It's kind of like the Denver Nuggets I compare them to. The Denver Nuggets been around that, Western Conference Finals, and the same team, the same nucleus, the same chemistry for the last 4 years. So by them winning the championship last year was kind of warranted. I kind of see the same thing with Boston Celtics a little bit. I mean, this team's been together since they had Gordon Hayward, since they had Kyrie Irving. Bro, they had Kemba Walker. Come on, man. So a lot of those players left. You want to know who stayed there? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They got rid of Al Horford, got him back. That's what I'm saying, man. The chemistry in the team is all there. And I think the addition of Kristaps Porzingis is really something that they needed. And I think he fits in perfect with this team. He's been floating around, too, in the league, And it seems like this is a team that he meshes with. And everything that he attributes and adds to this team is something that they need. Yes, the Boston Celtics are usually like a one-on-one playing team. But he's actually a guy that can get you those old-school baskets and actually rebound and give you some block shots is all. So I think it's the Boston Celtics year, but it's hard to go against the goddamn best player in the NBA right now, Luka Doncic, man. So it is what it is. I like the over 5.5 total games.
There you go. They're from our man Millz looking at giving you some extra bonus props there in this one. Big one coming here from the NBA. All right, all right, there you go. He's showcasing that shoe there. The Celtics, no doubt about that. All right, what's your thoughts about the Kings and their coaching situation?
I love it. We extend Mike Brown, and we extended him not for a lot of money at all. We actually thought he was going to turn down the contract because he wanted more money involved. The amount that we paid him is minimum at that compared to what these coaches are getting paid. I think it was only like 10 mil a year or something like that for the extension. He really, I guess they weren't on the same terms when the deal got thrown out, but he accepted it. I'm all for it. Just hear me out, man. 13th pick in the draft. The Sacramento Kings should get the King's son. Let's get Bronny James, man. Let's bring him to Sacramento.
There you go. We got it there from Millz. All right, Millz. Everybody know what's happening in the MMA world this weekend.
Yeah, man. UFC is going down, man. UFC went down last week. UFC 302. We killed it over here on our predictions, man. We went 9-3 out there. So we made a lot of money for the picks and the predictions. We hit our bulletproof parlay as well. This week, yeah, it's not the same type of good names that you guys got on a pay-per-view, but it is some good fights on this card. Jared Cannonier versus Amavov is going to be the main event on here. I actually like this card a little bit more than the last week's one. The reason why is because the betting odds, you got good fights in here that's a -110, -130. Nothing really too much higher than a -140. Last week, it was hard to find single bets lower than a -160 without dog shopping. And I did a few dogs on last week's card. Those was actually the two that I got wrong. So, yeah, in this one, I actually like a lot of the price tags on her because I think it's good money on there. You don't gotta parlay a lot of stuff money on here. You should just get some solid reads in here. We gave you guys the prop shop play last week when I came on the drive-thru. It was Islam Makhachev to win inside the distance, Islam Makhachev to win by submission. Tony, you want to know how he won?
Decision.
He choked the dude out, man.
Oh,
Of course,
wow.
man. He won by submission, so we cashed that -120. He won inside the distance, so that was just a -240 on there. I wasn't giving that one out. I was giving out the -120 to win by sub. So, yeah, man, this UFC card, you definitely got some ways to get paid on there. So go ahead when you guys are done watching the drive-thru. Go ahead and check out the video series that we dropped over here. It just came out yesterday, and I went over the whole card for you guys. 9-3 last week. That ain't good enough for me this week. I got to go flawless.
That's right, going flawless there, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications, so when Millz is live, or actually when he drops these videos, you get him. The prop shop as well as his UFC, all right? Millz, is always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, Tony, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
You as well. Millz Young here on wearing those Yankees. Dodgers coming to see
Go
him.
Yankees. We hot
Dodgers,
right now.
Dodgers coming to see him tomorrow.
We hot. I mean, we hot right now. The Yankees
I hope
and
so.
the Phillies, I think
so.
the Yankees and the Phillies are the two best teams with the best records right now, and we ain't even got our best pitcher out there yet. We don't even got our best prospect, Jason Dominguez, back yet from the injury stuff. So, yeah, man, the Yankees is hot right now.
That's right. Just win by 2 tonight, buddy. All right. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week. All right. Millz here on the drive-thru. All right. Let's continue here on the show. It's up next. We got Wayne Scott. More boxing coming in from Wayne, and we're getting into Wayne's world right now. What's going on, Wayne? Getting into the boxing world, Wayne's world.
What's going on, Tony T? Not much over here. Hope everybody doing good out there, Pig Dog family.
Everything's
That
going
goes.
right. Okay. You got. Let us know what you're looking at tonight for the show pick.
Yeah, we're going with the main event fight. It'll be tomorrow. So most fights are on Saturday. Tomorrow we'll have a fight on Friday. The main event is Blair Cobbs versus Adrian Bronner, the multi-divisional champion Adrian Bronner. But he's far from those days, and I think this is another just paycheck fight for him. Adrian Bronner, this fight will be in the lightweight division, 140 division. Adrian Bronner is 5'6". Blair Cobb is 5'11". Blair Cobb has a 73-inch reach, and AB has a 69-inch reach. So off gate, Blair Cobb a little bit taller, has the reach advantage. AB has 39 fights under his belt. These guys are the same age, but AB has 39 belts under his fights under his belt. Blair Cobb on the other side only has 18 fights. Yes, AB has the experience, but Blair Cobb is not a bad fighter. He's coming off of two strong outings. Even in his loss against Alex Ramos, I like the way he looked. And in his get back fight versus Maurice Hooker, I like the way he looked and got that win. Adrian Bronner has not been the same since that Maidana fight. Do I think Adrian Bronner has the skills to compete with Blair Cobb? I actually do. Adrian Bronner is a solid fighter. We even seen in some rounds against Pacquiao, Adrian Bronner was throwing his hands. But at the same time, he does not let his hands go enough to cause a threat to his opponents or to make the judges think that he's won. He might hit you with a good counter shot here and there, but ever since that Maidana fight, we've just yet to see Adrian Bronner let his hands go, and I don't think that he's going to let his hands go enough to get the decision in this fight. I think that this fight goes to decision, and Blair Cobb wins this fight by decision. That is plus 140. So I think Blair Cobb wins the fight, but not only that, I don't think he has the knockout power, or AB is going to get embarrassed enough or have the will to not get knocked out. So I'm going to take Blair by decision plus 140.
Blair Cobb by decision plus 140 here. And this one, of course, the fights are tomorrow, Friday. Any big Saturday fights coming up?
There is a Saturday card, but the main event is not one I'm familiar with. Like not huge fighters, so.
Nah, dude. All right.
This Friday card, actually, it's a pay-per-view. It's on Thriller. Starting to go to the streaming networks more on these boxing cards, but for tomorrow.
Yeah, no streaming action there with Cobbs here by decision plus 140. What are some of the big fights coming up here, Wayne?
Better Be versus Bivol. You got that the YouTube fight. Tyson versus Paul. Tank versus Frank Martin. There's a few more that I'm missing that I can't think of off top, but there's some firefights coming up at the end of this month and towards the beginning of July.
All right, guys, keep an eye on the videos, guys. Like, subscribe. All right, we got the pick here from Wayne. This will be going off tomorrow. It will be Black Cobb by decision plus 140. All right, Wayne, let us know what you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Wayne enjoying a great Major League Baseball season, 2,461 units of profit. All documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Baseball on the board as well as the NBA Finals. A couple from the WNBA. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Gave a unit away earlier in these early games. That line looked fishy in that Orioles game, but I definitely thought all signs pointed to the Orioles. But still have my bet of the day going on. I have a 3-pack. I have one play in the NBA and one play in the WNBA. Packaged up with my MLB bet of the day. So if you like all three of those, I have all three of those in the 3-pack. If you just want my bet of the day, I've been rolling in my MLB play of the day. We've had 34 out of 21 of our last 55 on that. I've hit 3 MLB play of the days in a row. I'm looking to go on number 4. So all that will be over there on the site. You can pair me up one of these fine handicappers that you've seen come on the show before me or other guys on the site. We can get you some cash. I'm excited for this finals game today. Ready to get some cash off it.
Get some cash up there from Wayne. Wayne, any thoughts on this WNBA card tonight? Sky and Mystics about to start. Sky about 3 on the road, 3.5.
Yeah, man, this line looks tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you with how bad Mystic plays, and I just feel like the Sky should come out there and handle work on them, but that line looks fishy, man. I don't know if they're trying to say hint that Mystic might be able to get their first win, but I have to see it to believe it. I have to take the Sky on that one. They're just playing a much better ball, and Mystic's dealing with some injuries as well.
All right, we got also Liberty and Dream. Liberty's going to lay about 6.5 on the road.
Yeah, another one where I'm gonna take the dog. Just too many points. Atlanta plays a lot better at home. Liberty's hands down the better team, but they're not a great covering team when it comes to covering on the road. It's still early on the season, but when they've been handling these big numbers on the road, they've been struggling. Pretty good star power for Atlanta too. I forgot the guard. I want to say Ryan. They have a great guard at Atlanta who I like watching. But you're giving me them with 6 points at home. I'm gonna ride with Atlanta there.
There you go, the WND from Wayne. All right, Wayne, we found out what you got going over at Pick Dogs Premium, and of course your boxing coverage as well here on the channel as well.
Yes, sir. As Tony said, I'm going to try to bring you guys as much boxing as I can. Even if I can't get it to you in video form, I'll be giving them out on Tony T's drive-through live show, or I'll be giving them out on the weekend show. You probably catch me back on the weekend show, possibly this weekend, but for sure next weekend.
That's right, guys. So catch up here with Wayne here over at Pick Dogs, and of course subscribe to the channel, so when you're on, you get these plays right away. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again.
All right, Tony T, appreciate you for having me. Good luck with all your bets out there, Pick Dog family.
You as well. Wayne Scott here on the drive through. All right, let's continue here on the show. And you got my pick already, so now it's time. Let me see, I got my volume up here for some reason. Okay, it's now time to recap this chat pick of the day. It was Mavericks and the Celtics. It was the Mavericks A, and it was Celtics was letter B. Hang on 1 second. I don't like where my volume is up. Why is my volume? There we go. All right. Mavericks and Celtics. We had Mavericks letter A, Celtics letter B. Over 217C, under 217D. That is the chat pick of the day. And we're going to close it out here right now. And we are going to name the Mavericks. The Mavericks is the chat pick of the day for today. Chat's been doing great work, coming up a win yesterday with the Rays. 9 here to 5 for the Mavericks. So Mavericks +6, your chat pick of the day. And I agree with you guys there on that chat pick. All right, let's get to the recap. And we just want to make sure I circle here that the chat pick was the Mavericks. All right, let's get to the recap. Let's recap the plays from today's show. Now we'll get to that here in just a second here. All right, 1 second. Here's the recap. Jay was on Luka triple-double +380. Big Al Dodgers -161. Kirk on Porzingis under 15.5 points. Shane Tatum top scorer in the series +280. Tony Brown a late scratch. Millz with Lively over 7.5 rebounds. We got Wayne here, Blair Cobb by decision +140. I'll be on the Rockies Cardinals under 7.5. I like Kirk's pick here on Porzingis under 15.5 points coming back here. It's been a long time since he's played. Could be a fast pace out there. So we'll go there in that one. All right, guys, let's get this here. Guys, put your show picks in there. We're going to read the show picks. We already got to the chat pick today. Now it's time to put your show picks into the chat, and we'll read them off in just a bit. That's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. We'll be back again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. We've got our place for enroll time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. We're live here 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time with Mitch, Jay, and Chris. Also, Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His betting tools show, his roundtable discussions with the professionals, Jay's jam session in NBA. Chris, as he goes around the league from the NHL. Of course, we know Rod Zawacki, A to Z coverage from the NHL. Kirk with his MLB totals, as well as the soccer coverage here on the channel. Billy on McMordie All Access. We got Millz with his prop shop and his UFC rundown. Wayne and his boxing video series. We also have the baseball rundown here from Ron Romanelli. Of course, we've got the contrarian sharp contrarian plays from Brian Bittler. Kirk Costi with his sharp trading plays, and now we've got McMordie All Access, as well as Dana Lane with his Against the Public. All right, that's going to do it here, guys. So let's go ahead and get your show picks. We've got Bo Dunn with the Red Sox game going over 8.5. Let's see what else we've got here. Ron Hahn, Cardinals run line from Ron Hahn, lay the 1.5. Fernando like the under, under 9 in the Braves game. Let's see what else we've got here. Damon Warring, D-backs, Mavs, St. Louis, Cubs, under 9.5 in Dodgers game there. And Yankees to score first. Darren Waring here with his pick today. Show pick is a Padres for Ron Crawford. And what do we got here? Jason Lowry, Boston, Red Sox, and Celtics. Moneyline parlay here from Jason Lowry. Mavs moneyline from Fred Ward. Best bet Sky minus 3.5 from David Kleiner. Trey Berry, Mavs in 6. Trey Berry, Mavs in 6. Mavs in 7 by George Dimitri. Mavs in 6 by Justin 1890. So a lot of Mavs support today here for the series. This is the last call for your show pick. I'm going to refresh here, guys. Fernando Mendoza clarifies it now. Under 8.5 with the Braves game. And also he's coming in, Fernando Mendoza with Yankees run line under 8.5. D-backs game over 9.5. Cubs game. There you go, guys. From Fernando. All right, that's going to do it. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. Wake up.